Hello. I kind of can't like 5 seconds. Hello, guys. This is Willow with Tarot. Thank you for being here. So we're gonna have a group read day. Every time I forget that I'm gonna have that without it. It's like a message from the universe. I just don't know what it means. And that's okay. That's why I need practice. All right, we're already starting with visual today, guys. It's Beltane, May 1st. It's also May 1st in the year 2026, and we are sitting in the happiness of a Friday, depending on the time zone and country. Australians are just a little bit different. All right. So what we're gonna do is, if you are so inclined, if you are comfortable with, close your eyes and get comfortable, and that is whatever it looks like. But if you're gonna be loud, say you. Alrighty, guys, let's see what we got going on with our visual. You don't need to do anything with your thoughts. You can focus them or let them scatter. It doesn't matter. Know it, and I knew it. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or soften your gaze. Let your body settle exactly as it is. Your breath moves in and out, steady and natural, and you can simply notice it. Imagine that you are standing at the edge of a wide, open field. The air is warm and gently moving around you. It carries a sense of invitation, like something is ready and waiting, already in relationship with you. As you step forward into the field, feel the ground beneath your feet. It is full, steady, and alive with growth. Each step connects you more deeply to that steadiness. The earth here is active, expressive, and responsive. All around you, color is present in its fullness. Greens stretch outward in every direction. Flowers are open, offering themselves to the light. The grasses move in soft waves, responding to the breeze in a rhythm that feels alive. Everything here participates in its own unfolding. In the center of the field, there is a fire. It burns steadily, its flames rising upward with a natural, confident rhythm. The fire is bright, warm, and grounded all at once. A gathering of energy that feels both contained and expansive. Move towards the fire at your own pace. As you come closer, feel its warmth meeting you. It reaches you through presence alone. You can stand beside it, sit near it, or share space with it in whatever way feels natural. Now bring your awareness inward. Notice what within you feels alive. Notice what is moving, what is ready, what is present. It might show up as sensation, as emotion, as an idea, or as something you can't quite name. However it appears, it belongs here. This is the energy of Beltane. Life expressing itself. Energy moving outward, something within you taking shape and becoming visible. If it feels natural, imagine that what you notice within yourself is reflected in the fire before you. The flame continues to rise and shift, steady and present, as you continue to notice. Take a few moments here, allowing that connection to unfold. Now begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body where you are, the ground beneath you, the air around you. The field remains available to you. The fire remains steady. What you noticed within yourself continues to move with you in its own rhythm and expression. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Welcome home. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the visual. I realized that I moved through those a little bit faster. I think I'm just going to put some out there. We can just listen to it at our own pace. I will say that when I looked into the fire looked back, it was me. And I put my hand out, the fire met my hand. And it was, I heard like fire to fire. And I'm a Leo, which is a fire sign. And I was like, okay, makes sense. Plus fire is one of my guides. And it's in my happy place. It's everywhere. Fire is everywhere in my world. But then I also started to think earth to earth, air to air, like the elements meeting the elements. If it's just a reflection, all of the elements that I live within would be within the reflection, but probably felt differently or seen a little differently. It's, I don't know, like a mirror exercise, but fire, looking in with fire instead of the steady reflection of a mirror. Oh, interesting. All right, thank you for sitting with me for that. Let's read. Okay, let's go to our Beltane oracle because we are in the pagan energy of Beltane. We're in the energy of Beltane, which is a pagan holiday. Or is it like that? So this is by Julia Diaz and Lorraine Anderson. And I think this is still Giada. No, this is Giada Rose. So this deck was illustrated by Giada Rose. Okay. All right. We have, morning dew. I love morning dew because it is sparkly. When the sunlight hits that, it's an explosion of color. It's one of my favorite ways to see sparkle. Morning dew, this is card 26. And it says, what stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? And we just, in the visualization, talked about looking into a reflection. That's a steady act. The reflection isn't, you gotta move unless you move, right? If you're still, the reflection's still. So it's an act of steadiness. So we say, like morning dew, what stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? So it's like it feeds itself. If you can find the eye in the center of the storm, you can find that steadiness anywhere in your life. And then I actually have not started this practice, but every day I think I should start this practice. I want to start this practice is to set up a safe space with my cards in the morning and then close it out in the evening. And I like the idea of that ritual, of that pattern of behavior that establishes itself to bring calm. So morning dew, plus I do, as I said, love morning dew. The sparkle, the sparkle is amazing. Or 26, 2 + 6 is 8 in the major arcana, key 8 is strength. And if you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith image, the person is removing, as I've read it, removing their hand from the lion's mouth, not inserting. We don't know what happened in the moment before. Actually, whatever you think happened. And before I read the card, I see a hand. Go ahead.
Well, morning dew is also a time when elemental beings like fairies and gnomes and unicorns are very active.
I'm picturing all these fairies like going around and drinking the dewdrops. Like it's the perfect amount, like one big swallow or something.
They're there. You can't see them visually, but they're there.
I love it. I love it. No, I really wish I could have found my fairy deck, but we do have the message from the mermaids. But oh no, I'll look for that fairy deck. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so morning dew. And those are birch trees in the background. I don't know if that makes a difference, but so let's look at the book. And it says, I'll try to hold this up for a minute. Take a pause, dear one, for right now is not the time for action. There is plenty moving around you that is causing you to feel unrooted and lacking in direction. When this happens, it is because you are still in the transition stage. There's often a desire to skip past the dark, murky parts of the journey, but there is value in the moments when nothing seems clear. There's more to learn, embrace, or consider before making any future plans. Attempting to force any changes now will only result in more frustration, and perhaps you may end up going backwards. You will know when the time is right to move ahead, because clarity and sureness will return to you. Rather than focusing on the future, turn your gaze to what is immediately in front of you. Now is a good time to detox, either in your home or in other areas of your life. Clearing out whatever is no longer useful to you will stimulate additional shifts and make room for what is yet to come. I love that. When it says you will know when the time is right to move ahead because clarity and sureness will return to you, I view that as a nudge. Just a tiny little think of, maybe this right time, let's go try. Just go do it. Really, it's not going to be the same for everybody. Some of your friends might be like, oh my God, I got this download last night and I know how to bring about world peace. That's awesome for them. Yay. But that has never happened to me. I get like the itty bitty nudges and I'm like, boom, earthquake in the house, because that's just how I flow. So however you feel you flow, go for it. It does not matter what your neighbor's doing. Like that's so important. Just how you feel that's your barometer. Your feelings, no one else's. They're fine to listen to, but and then it says now is a good time to detox, either in your home or in other areas of your life. That is whatever that means to you. If you're like, instead of having 8 cups of coffee a day, I should have 7.5, that would be that aspect of it. Or have you moved quite a few times and still haven't opened up all those boxes? That might be a good detox moment. Just give those boxes a peek. You can always take them back up and just keep moving with them. But maybe look inside. Ugh, what if you packed up your trash and didn't realize it? I did that. I literally broke that. Check the trash bag. God, there's a little one, so disgusting. Moving is difficult. Can be. All right, so yes, love it. I love these decks. I have all 8. This is a fabulous series. Fabulous, fabulous. All right. So next we're going to go to Star Codes Astro. Cancer is on the top, but it's not the card I pulled, so it's not the one we're reading. Star Codes Astro Oracle by Heather Rowan Robbins, and the artwork is by Lucas Lua de Souza. Wow, de Souza. Yep, in the deck. I mean, in the box. Yeah, in the box. All right. Pile over here because I want to. All right, let's see what card we get. I am excited. I am gonna do. Oh, here I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So I made my own astrology cards. You can see how pretty they are. I can. Fucking gorgeous. Look at that one. The metallic. I'm really into sparkles and metallics. I don't think you can really tell how metallic they are. Anyway. Oh, okay. Check it out. That's a good one. Okay. It's watercolors. It's metallic watercolors. King Art I have found King Art to be a pretty good brand, and it's usually available at Ross. It's on Amazon too, but Ross will usually have stuff that's pretty good price. King Art brand. Every art piece I've bought from them, literally, it's been fun. I'm going to do a series again. I did it about 3 years ago on YouTube. So if you want to check back a little bit, there's a series of Zodiac. I did the Zodiac. I'm going to do it again. Let's see what card we pull. I'm so aggressive with that one. But that's okay. Because it's like, you flick on a fishbowl or you tap, tap, tap on a fishbowl. I don't know physics. We're just going to go with it. That reverberation of sound, of energy will bounce off the walls and it gets stuck in the fishbowl. When I smacked that deck really hard, and I thought this is a deck for astrology, so it's space. I thought if I were to ping space, if I were to send out a explosion of sound with energy and vibration into space, it would never stop. It wouldn't be like the fishbowl where it's bouncing around again. I don't know. But it would just keep going. It is truly the unending space. Then we call it space. I mean, is that how unimaginative we call it space? There's space for us all. Oh, geez. Space race. Who can get there first? We're already fucking in it. That's the planet. Okay, here we go. And we have for today's Oh, Lord. Okay, so I am learning, oh, I'm trying not to say, it doesn't matter. I'm trying not to say Lord Jesus, God, Christ. All right. Um, so card 52, and it's trine sextile. Now, while I have heard these words, I do not know what they mean. Trine, is that like actually the three or something, and sextile. Those six. Okay, let's see. Symbiosis is the key word for card 52, trine sextile. If I'm saying that right, I'll be not just my presentation, I am fully, but what? I don't know what that is. It looks like someone toilet papered some birds, like legit, you know, like when they're toilet papering the trees and stuff to your friends, whatever. You can totally go people's yards and stuff, and it looks like someone toilet papered a flock of birds. Let's go and see what it says in the book, because well, actually, let's take a moment, because we do have card 52, 5 plus 2 is 7. In my world, the tarot obsessed world, key 7 is the chariot, back up into the chariots in town, and it's not stopping. Move. Trine sextile symbiosis. And then we have the element of fire depicted. We have fire is a triangle. You attack my brain, and it's up just like a regular old triangle. If you think of like y'all into incense, when the incense cones, and you light it, and I know that's smoke, but it's fire to start that smoke. So if that helps, fire it looks like a cone that you burn. Okay, let's go to the book. But it is important, I think, to look at the cards. Also, those readers that read color, I don't know what you got. All right. Symbiosis. So a symbiotic relationship could be one in which a pairing is beneficial for both parties. And there's no time on that. It could be for seconds, minutes, days, months, weeks, years. It could also be a forced symbiosis like imprisonment, but that wouldn't, you can find symbiosis within a prison. But I gotta think that's incredibly nuanced. Probably one of the deeper aspects of symbiosis. All right, so let's go to 52. So card 52, and someone in the audience wants to know this because I felt it hardcore. It's on page 120. 52 is on page 120. Okay, trine and sextile. Keyword symbiosis. Okay, trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by two planets, 1/3 of the way round the circle from each other. One more time. A trine is formed by two planets, 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. Okay, so it's 1/3. So 360 degrees is a full circle. So if we took that into thirds, at 360 degrees is a pie or a cake. What do we want today? Want cake? No, we want pie. No, we want cake. We want cake with chocolate frosting and spirits. That is our 360 degrees. That's the name of our cake. If we do this into 3 pieces, that is what we're looking at, 120 degrees, a third. So a trine is formed, a trine is formed by two planets. I just got a star-crossed lover, the twin flame. A trine is formed by two planets, 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, because they all have a gravitational, I don't want to say it like that. They all have a path in which they flow, right? A sextile is half that, 60 degrees apart. Trine planets operate from the same element: fire, earth, air, or water. So the planets within the trine are going to also share the characteristics of the same element. And the element is going to be either fire, earth, air, or water, depending on the modality, the way that you're learning astrology. And speak that language. And speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities. Cardinal, fixed, and mutable, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. So we have sextile planets now. Sextile planets, so they're not trine planets, but these sextile planets, they relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. And they operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. Okay. Action. Lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. And that's like Three of Pentacles. Your allies don't need to be your friends. Okay? Got the same goal. If you're working towards the same outcome, you can work together. And then you can try to kill each other after you get there. Because what happened? The Three of Cups to the Four of Cups. Maybe we're not so in love with our coworkers anymore. Maybe they're real shitheads, and that's why we're moving into the Four of Cups. It's not that we don't want to see our reality, it's that the reality has become overwhelming. And then we get to the Five of Cups, up, throw down. Well, that's what happens when we're working with people we don't like, but we have to get there because it's the same outcome we all want. The cups, the swords, the wands, the pentacles, they tell a story card to card to card to card. You don't need a question, you don't need a prayer. You just put them down in order and you just read it. Each deck outside of RWS is gonna have a different story, even though the characteristics are shared. It's however you interpret them. Yay! All right. I teach tarot if anyone's interested. And I'm learning astrology. All right. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve of and invest in them. And I do this. I watch their videos. I like, share, and subscribe to people that I like. When I can, I buy their merch because that is support, but only if it's merch I actually want. I'm not just throwing away the money. Engage family members and friends who really understand it, and that can change. You can understand you on Tuesday, but Friday to shit show. That's okay. People change, just like you, because you're a person, right? We all change. Explore what you have in common with the beloved and focus on that. Focus on what you have in common rather than on your differences and build out from there. They're looking for commonalities too. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music. Put on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can laugh, relax, and let down your guard can be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead. I love that. Right? We don't have to be go, go, go. Our culture is so go, 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 burn out. But here it says moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead. Be rested as well as possible. Feed yourself, hydrate yourself. That is preparation. Awesome. Daydreaming is a great way to prepare yourself. That is relaxation. So the challenge and the gift of this card. The challenge. The path of least resistance can be both delightful and limiting. Don't get stuck in a comfortable rut. Because we're talking about trying to sextile planets who already have a predisposed path. Do we? No. The gift of this card. Lift one another up and grow. The comfort of compatible aspects can help us build up the resources needed to do the hard work and face the tough stuff. Like coming to this room, going to any room where you're like, hey, I really like these people. The things they say, generally, I agree with. Or you just like not agreeing with them, whatever. But those rooms, those are helpful. In-person meetings, those are going to be helpful if it's people that you want to be with. And there's no freaking rush, and there's no one way to do it. Do it however you want, however you feel comfortable. It's your life. Okay, I'm excitingly moving into messages from the mermaid. So I was in Romania and I picked up messages of the fairies because it was the only deck in English. I'm gonna be real. Because you know what? I didn't have any. I have to cover them. Well, that doesn't say names inside. I didn't have any fairy decks because I don't read fairies, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a fairy deck. And I was like, I had like, I don't know, 47-hour plane trip, so I did read it. And I couldn't believe how well it read. It's crazy. I don't even read fairies. It's such a good book. And this is Karen K. Karen K. So of course I bought her Messages of the Mermaids next. Because I have a lot of decks. Okay, so Messages from the Mermaids, Karen K. Artwork by Linda Olson. Really pretty on the cover. I just want to point out the reflection of the water. I'm awesome. It's so pretty. Okay, I just saw that. Oh, I saw that in an oracle card last night. It was someone else's oracle, but it was the coolest thing. It was an AI deck that someone was sharing. They said it was AI. And the reflection of the candle in the window, it blew my mind. Like the hits I got off of it right away. I was like, whoa. I don't want to get that. All right, so let's go back to Messages from the Mermaids. Wait, mermaids would know about Atlantis. I don't know anything about Atlantis. Well, very little. It used to be here and now it's sank, right? I mean, like, look, I saw the, what's that guy's, Michael J. Fox made an animated film called Atlantis. So I watched that. I think I watched part 2. That's all. I don't think that was true. If it was disgusting, because why would you ever want to live in that disgusting environment? It was so wet and like in just like in the some kind of green mossy stuff. I don't even know. But I was like, come below it. I think Atlantis is just like a repository of power with a mythos built around it of people who sank because I don't know, they probably fucked up and pissed off a god. But why not just view it as a repository of power? Like when people say, shout out to all the Christians, we're all good. Let go and let God. What let go of what? Like, are you just literally like, oh, God, here's a box, delivery, take care of this for me, okay? Because I'm not. Okay, to me, that's just a warehouse of potential. Everything someone let go of floats here. This is in my mind. Like, I'm going to that warehouse and I'm going shopping. Because it's all free. Found items are free. Okay. That's what I'm going to tap into. All right, let's see what we have for Messages from the Mermaids. Oh my God, it's again the Atlantis card. Oh, chance I got. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. And she is surrounded by water, and there's a lot of fish as well. So you might see it's very full, it's very chaotic. My words. Go with the flow, but look at her hair. Where's the flow? What's the water doing that would create her hair like that? It's not going in one direction, it's going in many directions. What is that flow that she is existing within? Because people, if someone says go with the flow, that's whatever that means to you. Okay? And when you say it to yourself, and you can say it to yourself 15 times a day, each time it will be something different. That's awesome. I love that your mind works that way. Yeah. Okay, there's no number on here. Holy crap. And it's not enough medical words. Right? Is it? I'm very excited to ask that. Is that alphabetical? All right, go with the flow. I found it. Go with the flow. Like let go and go with the flow. You'll get where you need to be when you surrender and trust in the natural flow of life. I'm not sure how to interpret that because that seems kind of big. I would not suggest going out into the forest and laying down and not getting back up because that kind of sounds like what the card is saying. So let's see what the card says. This mermaid, let's go ahead and hold that up. This one right here, this mermaid, not another one, this one. This mermaid wants you to know that life can be more fun when you go with the flow. She's allowing herself to be carried along by the currents of the sea. She has total trust in the ocean to take her to wherever her destiny may lead her. Go with the flow is in whatever scenario you want. It is not a band-aid for your entire life. When we push against the flow, it can feel very tiring. This card tells us to simply surrender to the flow of life. It's about trust. Trusting in your destiny and knowing that everything happens at exactly the right time. So Try releasing any attachment to a particular outcome and allow life to take you in the right direction. Going with the flow means you spend less energy forcing things to happen. When we fully trust in our destiny, we know on a deeper level that what is meant for us won't pass us by. Is there a situation in your life in which things aren't going as smoothly as you wish? If not yourself, then perhaps someone close to you is experiencing an uphill struggle, where every move they make has the opposite effect of what they wish to happen. If this rings true, then this card serves as a reminder, telling you to surrender to the flow of life and allow all the pieces to float perfectly into place without any struggle or force. Whatever your query, the answer is simply to go with the flow. This doesn't mean you're giving up or are defeated. Rather that your lack of resistance will bring you a sense of freedom and completion. I had a couple thoughts. One, like with a mermaid, and I was like, well, the way I read this card is like, don't go out into the forest and lay down. Because I realized I was looking at the ocean as a single reality. And it is, but it's one I'm completely unfamiliar with. So for me, the ocean's just this blob of blue over here. And I have no idea how to live within the ocean. But our world, this reality that humans exist in, is so complex that just hearing go with the flow, I'm like, in what way? Because there's so many different things every day that's happening. Like, what is this overall image of going with the flow? It's going out in the forest in my mind and laying down and not getting out. Path of least resistance, stillness. So, potentially, but not for stillness, because if you're going with the flow, you're probably constantly moving. Okay, I'm getting way too into it. But also something in the end. Can't remember. But yeah, messages of them from the mermaids. Ah, I see a hand. Go ahead.
Well, from what I understand, mermaids stay in the ocean and they're afraid of going on land because they don't want to be corrupted by what goes on there or abused by males. So I don't know what happened in Splash, whether Daryl Hannah gave up her life in the ocean.
I know, I think yeah, like and Disney, that's what they said too. Like to go on land. Uh yeah, plus, I mean, imagine like going from breathing water to breathing air. Oh, we do that when we exit the room. Huh, guess we can imagine that. All right, so the Green Witch's Oracle deck. The Green Witch's Oracle deck. This box is so pretty. I think that's so cool. And this is embrace the wisdom and insight of natural magic. Aaron is Arin. Aaron Murphy Hiscock, author of The Green Witch, illustrated by Sarah Richard. All right, so let's go ahead and read these cards. I'm liking this. There's a mortar and pestle at the lower corner, and it's just full of herbs overflowing. Look at down here. That is insane. Could you imagine trying to what is the act of mortar and pestle? Crush it all down? I don't know, crush is the weird one. I guess it depends on what you're using, actually. What you're actually trying to crush. Take my trash bin down and just realize that now I'm getting panicky. They'll be here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what card we're gonna get. Maybe it has something to do with panic from overtaking trash by trash. I'm trying not to should. I've been shoulding during this reading. If you should, I may not say that, but I think I have that tone for them. I guess this is right. Yeah. Got a little room when I cut it. Cauldron. Cauldron. Creation, opportunity, and caring. Cauldron. Big ass pot. And there's 3 spoons hanging on the wall and 2 candles. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and see if this is an alphabetical order. There are no numbers. Stop. So we will go and see if there's a table of contents at the beginning of the book, the guidebook. And then if not, we'll go to the back and see if there's an index. Oh, there is. So the index says that cauldron will be on page 43. Hey, it's 7 again. 4 plus 3 is 7, and that's the chariot. All right. And when I say that, that just means that you can bring in the energy of the chariot and whatever that means to you into the card reading itself. There's no wrong. Do whatever you want. All right, cauldron, creation, opportunity, and caring. Card meaning. Self-transformation, one of the central goals of witchcraft, can be intimidating. The cauldron card reassures you that brewing change is a chance to create new opportunities for yourself as well as those around you. This can be as simple as adopting a fresh outlook. The cauldron encourages you to think creatively and to try combining things that may not seem to work together at first glance to solve a problem. The cauldron is also a symbol of nourishing yourself and others. Caring for those around you is an enriching pursuit for all involved. Oh. And the reflection of this card. Are you avoiding brainstorming different solutions when faced with a problem? Are you? That's interesting. Especially if you're a card reader, full card. Cauldron, when it says like you can feed a crowd, you can create a soothing balm, you can create a badass tincture and everyone gets high. Do anything with a cauldron. You can heat up your water so that you can drink it, so you have potable water. You can wash your clothes. The cauldron, the drinking something. Anything you want. You can leave it empty and put an infant in there nestled amongst the blankets. Anything you want. It's your creation. There is no wrong. You are your own guide. All right, what's the next step? Page 41. We have time because I really want to go to my north step. I was sitting here, yesterday I was thinking about, I don't know what room, and I was like, whoa, wait, can't quite remember. It had been a minute since I've read with my cards. Don't know why. I feel because I'm doing other stuff. With my cards for sure, but I'm focusing on a different modality. So Norse runes, you can have the elder, ELDER, like your elder brother or sister. The elder Futhark, FUTHARK, or the younger Futhark. Elder Futhark is older, came first, was born first. Younger Futhark is younger, came later. There's less runes in the younger Futhark. When you watch a Loki or Thor or Odin movie, you're gonna see the elder. Well, you should probably be seeing the elder Futhark. I don't know what actually is. Okay. So, I didn't pull a card. All right, let's see what card we get. So we're looking at the Norse Scottish Rune Oracle. This is the divine feminine perspective on the elder Futhark. And this is Rebecca Joy Stark, and the artwork is by Sharon McLeod. Algies is the rune Algies is on the cover. The elder Futhark are pronounced with the stress on the first syllable. Algies. Oh, we forget algae. I have to really focus on that stress. Okay. Lunyo, joy. What means beauty, but joy is a one word. Lunyo. No, I don't, not overly familiar with having drawn this card. I've been drawing this for a while. So, again, guys, my pronunciation may not be sound. Loafin, LOFN, loafin, like if you're loafing, you're, resting, relaxing. Like that's a bad thing. Because I love those, right? Loafin, joy, happiness, peace. If we look into the corner, we'll see what the rune looks like. And it's represented in each one. She's sitting at a table with abundance. So the runes itself, you can carve runes, right? It's carved onto the candles and it's carved onto the antlers that they're drinking out. So it's carved into the fixture of light and the fixture of sustenance. The sustenance. Let's see what the card says. Moon your joy. I'm gonna skip over some of the stuff in the beginning. It's the mythos of the card, which is very interesting. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to the divination meeting. If you guys are looking at getting this deck, there is more. It's a good deck if you're looking at getting a deck. A lot of, in my experience, the runes, the decks, it's a lot of violence, blood, guts. I'm not into that. So I have 3 decks now, and they're not violent in nature. They are. However, if you do want something a little more violent, go for it. Boy, you won't have a problem finding it. All right, divination. Wunyo is the rune of happiness. And we pulled it today. Meaning joy. It represents all of the pleasant experiences and emotions that life has to offer. Joy can be found in life-changing events such as marriage or the birth of a child, through to day-to-day experiences, such as watching the sunset or savoring a warming cup of coffee in the morning. This rune reminds you to revel in those pleasantries, to be grateful for the life you have and the many joyful experiences that you can relish if you only pay closer attention. Adopt an attitude of gratitude. Wunyo brings peace to your life, welcoming in a sense of warmth and comfort. It is a sign that things are shifting towards something magical, that there are good times ahead. It provides a sense of wonder. Only when you can see things through the lens of awe can you truly uncover the wonderful. Find something that brings you joy and do it as often as you can. Spend time on a hobby. Listen to your favorite music. Have a relaxing bubble bath or call a friend. Find what brings you happiness and do it. Prioritize joyfulness, and you will find that your outlook on life will significantly improve. Wunyo is also a rune of peace. Happiness can be found in simply being rather than doing. Pause and take time to smell the roses. For in these small moments of mindfulness is where true happiness lies. Call in the joy that you deserve, for it is flowing to you in abundance. And I do agree with the part. It's like, it's not that, oh, you need to cure all, but a positive outlook will affect my entire life. Through different ways and at different points. You know, it's not like a one and done, but it's definitely part of it. And I use the cards for that. If I'm not always gonna be happy or whatever, positive, cards help. Pull a card. All right. Do I have time? Because I'm gonna pull a card for you guys as well. I do not. All right. If you guys want a reading, would you please just put your hand up? It's consent. Oh, and you can also just hold your hand and the camera. Is it not gonna do it for me? The camera should throw up your hand, but some people have that upgrade, some people don't. I think I'm gonna use this tarot deck. But if you don't want a reading, we'll also just be out here a few minutes early, and that's fine too. I don't want to do it without consent. I think that's kind of shitty. That's a reading. Okay, we're not doing it, right? Okay. Okay, I won't take it first. All right, so guys, we are meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for our read from the book. If you're free, I love this event. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then next week, as usual, no cancellations. I'm not traveling. All right, I will see you guys soon, I hope. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. All right, bye, guys. Oh,
bye.
wait. Oh, that's a thumbs up. Okay. Wait, Daryl, is that a thumbs up for a reading, or do you want to just like no reading? I can't tell. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Okay, he's gone. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Bye.